Imagine being so cracked at the game that literal gods want to scout you.
High Venerable is out here playing 4D chess just to keep our boy Fan from getting poached by the Exalted, hoping these high-level players do not make life difficult for his sect.
This old man is a straight-up menace, admitting he is relieved that the big bosses might actually fall for his political traps.
He is basically crossing his fingers that they do not realize they are being played by a local sect leader.
The strategy is simple but toxic. He promoted Fan to sect leader just to tie his hands.
He knows the Western lands leaders are too obsessed with their own reputation to forcefully steal a sitting boss from another sect.
Talk about a golden cage.
High Venerable is literally chuckling at his own brilliance, thinking he is the smartest person in the room.
He is patting himself on the back for outmaneuvering the Exalted and keeping his star player locked down under a fancy title. He even reminisces about the time he used his authority to shut down Fan's uprising by nullifying his token.
This old man is the ultimate gatekeeper, making sure nobody rises too fast or too far without his permission.
And here comes the cold part. He admits Xiaoyue was just a sacrificial lamb in this whole power struggle.
He feels zero remorse for manipulating these two shrewd youngsters because in his mind, the sect's stability is worth any amount of backstabbing. Meanwhile, Xiaoyue is absolutely losing his mind.
He is bitter, salty, and looking for someone to blame for his downfall.
But Fan just stands there, cold as ice, telling him that a real man has to be ruthless and that Wu Yue is the only reason Wu Yue is currently a loser.
Wu Yue is fully entering his villain arc now, screaming about how he is going to kill anyone who gets in his way. He is determined to reclaim his seat, but let's be real, watching this man-child throw a tantrum is the highlight of my day. Time for a dramatic goodbye. Fan bids farewell to the Luo clan, promising they will meet again. It is a rare soft moment for our demonic protagonist, proving that even a monster can have a few people he does not want to murder. Internally, Fan is reflecting on his past life as the demonic emperor.
He realizes that while he was a god back then, his current life as a mere mortal cultivator has given him things he actually cares about.
Character development? In this economy? Back at the Luo Alliance, the local clowns are starting to act up.
Clan Headley is out here complaining about casualties, basically asking why they wasted so much effort on a single steward.
This guy clearly does not know who he is talking about. Long Yifi is not having it.
He immediately roasts these small-minded leaders, calling them blind for not seeing Fan's true value.
He is basically telling them that one Fan is worth more than all their pathetic houses combined.
Long Yifi drops some truth bombs, reminding everyone that Fan built their prestige from the ground up.
He argues that having the leader of the demon scheming sect in their pocket is the ultimate business move for future expansion.
He is thinking with his wallet, and I respect it.
Of course, the cowards are still shaking in their boots, fearing that if Fan fails, they all go down with him. But Long Yifi just laughs because he knows our boy is too shrewd to ever truly lose. He is a fanboy, and honestly, same. Luo Yunhai finally steps up and shuts down the bickering with a legendary speech.
He declares that he did not help Fan for a return on investment, he did it because they are brothers.
It is pure, unadulterated loyalty, and it is making the greedy elders look like total jokes. Yunhai gives them an ultimatum. The Luo clan follows the path of righteousness and loyalty, so if anyone is only worried about the numbers, they can pack their bags and leave. He is officially the GOAT. For this one, Long Yifi is secretly impressed, noting how much Yunhai has grown compared to the penny-pinching Fan. It is funny how the student turned out to be more honorable than the master who taught him everything.
Poor Yun Cheng is having a mental breakdown because she finally realizes Fan is fully committed to Chu Qingcheng. Seeing her heartbreak is rough, but that is what happens when you catch feelings for a demonic protagonist who already has a main girl. Sir Lang is watching from the sidelines like a creepy uncle, warning that love is a hero's downfall.
He is predicting that Fan's newfound softness is going to make him a target for his enemies. The foreshadowing is getting heavy, guys.
Sir Lung thinks Fan is taking massive risks just to be with his wife, which could lead to his literal death.
He is basically betting on the fact that Fan's heart will be his undoing. Typical villain logic, honestly.
Transition to the group enjoying some peace in a bustling town.
Fan is actually acting like a normal human for once, teasing Danner and trying to get some alone time with his wife.
The man is a simp for Qingcheng, and we love to see it.
The girls are gossiping about how much Shuofan has changed. He used to be cold and rude, but now he is lively and carefree. They are crediting Qingcheng for fixing him, which is the ultimate romance trope, but I will allow it because they are cute. They start having an identity crisis, worrying that they have become demonic just by associating with the demon-scheming sect. It is the classic righteous versus
demonic debate that every cultivation story has, and they are really overthinking it.
Shuofan drops some deep wisdom, basically telling them that labels like righteous and demonic are just biased nonsense people made up. He is following the Tao, not some boring rules. He is basically saying, I do what I want, and it is a total mood. Suddenly, things get spooky. A mysterious voice echoes in Shuofan's head, calling him 9 serenities. A massive red eye appears in his vision, telling him he must attain the Tao and return. Our boy is left shook, and honestly, so am I. Who is calling him from the void? Imagine being the most dangerous demonic cultivator alive and getting caught lacking during a nap. Our boy Shuofan wakes up looking like he just saw his bank account balance after a night out, realizing he has been unconscious for an hour. For a guy who sleeps with one eye open, this is not just a nap, it is a massive red flag. While he is trying to process his existential crisis, Danner decides it is the perfect time to be a little brat.
She asks if his fatigue is because of kidney deficiency.
Shuofan is ready to throw hands over the insult to his stamina, but he quickly realizes the vibes in this town have gone from cozy to creepy real fast.
The playful mood dies faster than a side character in this series. Shuofan notices the entire town has gone dead quiet in broad daylight. No vendors, no NPCs, just straight-up ghost town energy. This is giving him major Yin MO flashbacks, but he can tell this situation is actually 10 times worse. The realization hits him like a truck. This is not a coincidence. It is a meticulously prepared trap. Before he can even draw a weapon, a massive golden palm strike comes screaming out of the sky. Luckily, our menace has spider sense and dodges the attack, just as the local neighborhood hypocrites make their grand entrance. Meet the Universal Righteous Sect, led by a guy named Zhao Deju, who clearly spent too much time in the villain monologue gym. He starts laughing like a psycho, calling Shuofan a vile spawn. Honestly, these righteous sects are always the loudest ones when they have the numbers on their side. Shuofan is actually surprised for once. He expected the usual suspects like the Mystical Heaven Sect or that old snake Venerable sure to jump him. But the Universal Righteous Sect? They traveled way out of their zip code just to catch these demonic hands. Talk about dedicated haters.
Zhao Deju is acting like he is the main character of a hero story, but Shuofan is already 3 steps ahead.
He starts doing some mental math and realizes there is no way these golden boys tracked him down without a snitch. Someone inside the demon-scheming sect has been singing like a canary. The culprit is obvious.
Shuofan calls out Venerable Shi and Lu Xie for feeding the enemy intel during the Double Dragon gathering.
It turns out the biggest threats to a demon are not the heroes, but the old coots back home who are salty about losing their political power. Zhao Deju does not even deny it. He praises Shuofan for being shrewd, but says that is exactly why he has to be deleted from the server today. According to righteous logic, if they do not purge him now, he is going to cause a global catastrophe. Bro is literally trying to pre-order a murder. Shuofan takes a moment to regret his life choices.
He tried to stay out of sect politics and just go back to the Luo clan, but the trash he did not take out earlier has come back to bite his ankles.
He tries to be a gentleman for once, asking Zhao to leave the girls out of this since they are righteous cultivators too. But Zhao Deju is a top-tier hater. He claims that by hanging out with a demon, these girls have already lost their purity and are tainted by the demonic way. Basically, he is saying if you sit at a table with a demon, you are a demon too. This guy is the CEO of zero-tolerance policies. Zhao orders his men to activate the array, and the scale of this ambush is absolutely insane.
500 ethereal stage experts surround them, forming a golden barrier that could flatten an entire sect.
This is not a fair fight. It is a full-scale execution squad against 4 people.
Shuofan sees his companions shaking in their boots and decides it is time to show why he is the winner of the Double Dragon gathering.
He activates the second stage of the Divine Eye of the Void.
If these clowns thought a little golden bubble was going to hold him, they clearly did not read his resume.
He combines his eye technique with the Ghost Dragon Claw, and the result is pure carnage.
He rips through the ethereal stage array like it is wet tissue paper, sending a shockwave of blood and broken dreams through the righteous ranks.
He screams at the girls to run while the barrier is down.
Zhao Dezhu is losing his mind because his expensive formation just got shattered by one guy.
He orders the full chase, but Zhuo Fan is not moving.
He grabs Chu Qingcheng and tells her to run straight ahead and, whatever she does, do not look back.
He is planning to pull a legendary 1 versus 500 stand.
Qingcheng's friends think she is being cold for leaving him, but she knows the truth. She is too weak to help and would only be an anchor dragging him down. She has to believe that her man is a literal god of war who can survive this suicide mission if he does not have to worry about protecting her. As they fly away, we see the real reason Zhuo Fan told her not to look back.
The cold-blooded demonic emperor actually has tears in his eyes as he watches his wife leave.
He did not want her to see him crying while he prepares to face certain death.
My heart cannot take this level of tragic romance.
Zhao Dezhu starts mocking him, thinking Zhuo Fan has nowhere left to run. But he does not realize he is locked in here with a monster. Zhuo Fan smiles that wicked grin and decides that since escape is off the table, he is just going to turn this town into a righteous graveyard.
When a detachment of experts tries to bypass him to chase the girls, Zhuo Fan goes full demon mode. He launches a ruthless interception, basically telling the army that if they want to touch his wife, they have to go through his ghost dragon claw first. It is one man against an entire sect, and the hype is off the charts.
Qingcheng keeps flying, her heart breaking with every mile, but she refuses to look back just like he asked. She is betting everything on his survival.
Meanwhile, back at the town, the air is thick with killing intent. Zhuo Fan is standing his ground, ready to fight to the bitter end against 500 experts. The righteous sect members look nervous even though they have the numbers. They are facing a man who has nothing left to lose and a wife to protect. This is not an ambush anymore. It is a slaughter in the making. Zhuo Fan is about to show these righteous clowns why you never mess with a man's family. Zhao Dezhu screams for the attack, and the sky turns golden with power.
But Zhuo Fan just stands there, a lone silhouette against a sea of enemies.
He is the demonic thorn in their side that refuses to be plucked. The real battle starts now, and it is going to be legendary.
Zhuo Fan's internal monologue reveals his sheer determination.
He regrets the politics, but he does not regret the fight. Every move he makes now is to buy seconds for Qingcheng's escape. If he has to kill every single person in the Universal Righteous Sect to do it, then so be it. The chapter ends with the ultimate standoff. 500 against 1.
The odds are impossible, the stakes are life and death, and Zhuo Fan looks like he is actually enjoying the challenge.
Get the popcorn ready, because the Demon Emperor is about to go on a rampage that will be remembered for generations.
Imagine being such a massive clown that you think mocking our boy Zhuo Fan is a good idea.
Zhao Dezhu is out here acting like a top-tier villain, claiming Zhuo is showing his hand too early just to save some girls.
Zhuo Fan basically tells him to shut his mustache-twirling mouth, because these girls are innocent and don't need to be dragged into their mess. But of course, in the world of righteous sects, nobody is innocent if they even breathe the same air as a demon. Zhao goes full psycho, screaming that his sect will purge every single one of them.
He is basically promising to snuff out those girls like a candle, but Zhuo Fan is standing there looking like an absolute menace, declaring that as long as he is breathing, nobody is getting past him.
Zhuo Fan doesn't even flinch. He unleashes a counter-soul attack that is so high energy it practically melts the screen. While these basic mobs are trying to swarm him, our boy is just warming up.
He is not just defending, he is looking for blood, and his red dragon soul is ready to feast on these supposed experts.
The result? Absolute carnage.
Zhuo Fan takes on 30 experts at the same time and leaves 20 of them coughing up blood like they just swallowed a grenade.
The rest of them are pushed back so hard they probably forgot their own names.
The look on Zhao's face is priceless. He realized way too late that he just poked a sleeping god.
The peanut gallery is officially shook. These disciples are whispering that Zhuo Fan has officially gone beyond human limits.
They finally realize that the rumors from the Double Dragon gathering weren't just hype, they were a warning.
Zhao Dezhu is losing his mind, screaming at them to take Shua's head for Providence, which is just code for, I'm too scared to do it myself. Zhuo Fan hits them with a savage verbal roast, telling them that Providence is actually the one deciding how many of them leave this place in a body bag.
He plays them like a fiddle, asking if they want to be winners or just expendable trash.
You can literally see the sweat dripping off these frauds as they start second-guessing their life choices. Internally, Fan is actually hanging by a thread. Absorbing all those soul attacks wasn't exactly a walk in the park, and he knows he can't tank another swarm. But he also knows that this righteous sect is filled with nothing but selfish cowards. He is betting everything on their fear, and honestly, it is a 10 to 10 big brain play.
Zhao Dizhu is out here offering bribes and commendations like a desperate manager. But his men are like, nah, I'd rather live.
Fan is successfully stalling 500 people just by staring at them intensely. He is literally a wounded paper tiger, but he is so terrifying that the army is paralyzed while Chu Qingqing and the girls make their escape. Just when things were looking up, the real trouble arrives. 8 soul harmony experts descend from the sky like they own the place.
Zhao Dezhu immediately starts simping for the elders, greeting them while the rest of the army realizes they are about to get a massive lecture on why they are useless.
The elders don't waste any time. They look at the 500 disciples and basically call them a disgrace to humanity. Imagine having a massive army and being stopped by one tired teenager. The secondhand embarrassment is real.
These old dudes are not happy, and they are making sure everyone knows it.
They start roasting Zhao Dezhu for being a piece of trash.
They can't believe that 500 experts couldn't get rid of one brat. One of the elders is even looking at the mess like he just walked into a room full of kindergartners who broke all the toys. The power scaling just went through the roof, and our boy Zhua is in the center of it. Elder Bai He is especially savage, telling them they have shamed the entire Universal Righteous Sect. He is looking for the girls, but since they already dipped, he is looking for someone to blame. The tension between these old guys is so thick you could cut it with a sword, which is exactly what Fan is planning to do. Zhao tries to explain that the girls ran away while this brat blocked them, but the elders are not buying it. One man holding back 500?
They think it is the biggest joke of the century.
They are calling Zhao pathetic to his face, and honestly, we love to see it.
This guy is the definition of an L-taker. The elders start bickering among themselves like a bunch of Karens at a PDA meeting.
Elder Bai He blames Elder Yin Shui for being too slow, and Yin Shui is just standing there trying to defend his honor. They all agreed to work together to cut off the escape, but they were too busy being arrogant to actually do their jobs.
Yin Shui tries to act tough, saying he figured 500 experts and an executive could handle a few kids in the Radiant stage. He never expected them to be so incompetent.
He is basically saying, I didn't help because I thought you guys were at least semi-useful, but I guess I was wrong.
Fan is just standing there watching this drama unfold, probably thinking these guys are more dysfunctional than a reality TV family.
The elders finally realize that Fan is the real deal, but instead of respecting him, they just decide that every single person in their sect, from executive to disciple, is officially worthless trash.
They decide that the girls haven't gone far, and it will be easy to catch them. They tell Zhao that his mistakes won't matter if they fix this now, but he is definitely going to get a beating back at the sect. It is a classic, if you fail again, you're dead ultimatum. No pressure, right? Elder Bai He gives the disciples a final warning. Kill Fan and get a promotion, or let him escape and face execution. Talk about toxic management. The disciples are now more scared of their own elders than they are of Fan, which is exactly the kind of motivation these righteous clowns need. The army finally finds their backbone, or at least their fear of death, and they prepare to move. They all scream yes, sir, like good little soldiers, while the elders loom over them.
It is 500 against 1 again, but this time the big bosses are watching, so there is no running away.
Before they move, one of the elders mentions they need the girls because of their rare physiques. Yeah, we all know what that means in Manhua terms. Creepy old man alert. They have some shady use for them, which only makes Fan's resolve even harder. He is the only thing standing between those girls and a very bad ending. Fan pulls up with the ultimate, none shall pass energy. He looks like a straight-up demon king now.
Zhao Dezhu starts laughing again, asking if Zhua even knows the difference between the soul harmony stage and the ethereal stage.
He thinks he is teaching a lesson, but he is about to become the example.
The elders try to act high and mighty, saying they don't want to waste time on a pup like him because they have a status to maintain. Fan basically tells them that if they are too scared to attack, they should just sit there and watch. The disrespect is legendary. Elder Yin Shui finally snaps and decides to end this evil spawn himself. Yin Shui powers up, and the sky starts cracking with lightning. He reveals his tool soul, the heaven-smashing hammer.
This guy is flexing so hard his clothes are probably crying for mercy.
He is bragging that his soul is the ultimate weapon and that Fan is about to get turned into literal dust. This buff old man claims that after achieving harmony, his body is like a diamond and his punches can crush mountains. He is basically a human wrecking ball.
He looks at Fan's dragon soul and laughs, thinking his hammer is going to shatter it like glass.
The ego on this man is bigger than his actual hammer.
Fan suddenly retracts his soul defense, and the elder thinks he has already won.
He screams die and launches a massive, glowing golden punch that looks like it could end the series right then and there.
He thinks Fan has given up, but our boy is actually just setting the trap.
Zhao Dezhu is in the background cheering like a fanboy, thinking Fan is finally going to get what he deserves.
The elders are looking down at him like he is a bug under their boot.
They really think picking on the weak is beneath them, but they are about to find out who the real weakling is. Fan drops a cold line, asking if they really thought he lowered his defense just to block.
In a split second, a red line appears right through the elder's face. No flashy explosion, no long-winded speech, just a clean, precise, and absolutely lethal strike. The diamond body didn't mean a thing.
The look of pure terror on the elder's face as he realizes he is already dead is peak cinema.
Fan used their own momentum against them to slice him more precisely. The army is frozen in shock. They just watched a soul harmony expert get one shot by a kid they were calling a brat 5 seconds ago.
Zhao Dezhu's jaw is on the floor, and the other elders are staring in disbelief.
How can a soul harmony expert die just like that? It defies all their logic.
Fan just stands there, cold as ice, reiterating his promise. As long as he is standing there, not a single person is taking a step beyond him.
He draws his demonic sword, and the aura he is putting off is so oppressive it feels like the world is ending. The chapter ends with the ultimate standoff, one man against a terrified army and the remaining elders.
If you thought the previous fight was intense, you aren't ready for what happens when Fan actually stops holding back.
Imagine being a top-tier soul harmony expert and getting packed up by a kid who is barely at the radiant stage.
These universal righteous sect frauds are literally losing their minds because our boy is out here rewriting the laws of physics with that edgy red sword of his.
Fan is feeling the heat though, and I do not mean the cool kind. The backlash is hitting him like a freight train, but he is in full simp mode today. He is ready to throw his entire life away just to buy a few more minutes for his girl Qingqing. Talk about a ride or die.
These old geezers realize their dignity is in the trash, so they decide to stop playing fair.
They pull out their shiny spiritual weapons, thinking some fancy gold toothpicks can stop a demonic blade.
Honestly, the audacity of these NPCs is actually hilarious. They launch a full-on light show at him, but Fan just hits them with the biggest no-you in history. Using the first stage of his divine eye of the void, he literally glitches out of reality.
1 second he is there, and the next, he is a ghost in the wind.
While they are busy hitting nothing but air, our savage protagonist reappears right behind Elder Qing Tian like a jump scare from a budget horror movie. His eyes are glowing red, and you just know someone is about to have a very bad day.
This is where it gets disrespectful.
Fan does not even use his sword. He uses his bare hands to shatter a 9th-grade spiritual weapon like it is made of cheap glass. The look on the elder's face? Priceless.
He just realized he brought a toothpick to a nuke fight.
The entire sect is in a state of how is this possible? But instead of running for their lives, their greed kicks in. They start blaming their scouts for not mentioning this godly weapon. They are already daydreaming about stealing it, as if they could actually handle that much Black Air Force energy.
Fan is coughing up blood, but he is still moving like a demon.
He knows he cannot take them all in a direct physical brawl, so he starts playing a high-stakes game of break the toy. If you do not have a weapon, you are just an old man in a bathrobe, right? He activates the divine eye again, shifting through the battlefield like he has got a lag switch. The elders are screaming at him to fight like a man, which is basically code for, please stand still so we can kill you because we are too slow to catch you. Elder Bai finally stops watching from the sidelines and decides to turn this into a pincer attack. They think they are geniuses for attacking from both sides, but they clearly forgot who they are dealing with.
Fan just smirks because he loves a good challenge.
They think his right hand is his only trick, but the joke is on them.
As they close in with their soul-backed fists, Fan pulls another disappearing act.
It is honestly embarrassing how many times they fall for the same move. Boom.
Another spiritual weapon goes to the scrapyard.
Fan is out here destroying heirlooms like it is his hobby. These masters are now weaponless and terrified because they finally realize this brat is picking them off one by one like a professional slasher. The elders decide to go full coward mode. They tell Zhao Dezhu to take 100 men and hunt down the girls while they distract Fan. Imagine being a righteous sect, and your best strategy is threatening innocent women because one teenager is beating your entire army. Fan is not having it.
He unleashes his dragon soul, and the sky literally turns red.
The enemies start mocking him, thinking he is desperate because he is exposing his weakness to stop them. They really think they have him in a corner now.
One elder gets a massive ego boost and threatens to crush the dragon soul with a single punch. He gives Fan a choice. Save your own skin or let us kidnap your girls. It is a classic villain monologue that is about to age like milk. The elder lunges in for the kill, and for a second, it looks like it is over. But Fan just gives him this terrifying grin and reveals his trump card, the heaven-devouring demonic dragon king. This is not just a soul, it is a literal black hole for spiritual energy. Instead of the dragon soul crumbling, it starts eating the elder's attack for breakfast. The old man's face goes from, I am a god, to I need my mommy in record time. You cannot punch something that consumes existence itself, you absolute clown. Trapped in the dragon's maw, the third soul harmony expert gets absolutely deleted. The disciples are literally shaking in their boots now.
They are starting to realize that Fan is not even human anymore. He is something way worse.
Elder Bai is officially panicking. He orders a total Zerg rush assault, telling his men to drown Fan in numbers.
He is willing to sacrifice 100 ethereal stage experts just to take this one kid down.
Talk about a desperate midlife crisis. They start gloating, claiming Fan will be a corpse in 15 minutes, and the girls will be theirs anyway. It is a lot of talk for people who just lost 3 of their best fighters. But hey, let the NPCs dream while they still can. The swarm closes in, weapons and soul attacks flying from every direction. It looks like the end of the road, but Fan just chuckles. He tells them he plans on living a lot longer than 15 minutes, and he is not even done showing off his collection yet. As the enemies reach him, the air gets cold and the pressure becomes unbearable. Our boy has more than one flavor of dragon, and he is about to serve the second course. If the black dragon was scary, they are really not going to like what comes next. Behold the vaulting dragon king. A massive blue dragon soul erupts, and the look of pure terror on the elders' faces is the perfect ending. Fan is not just defending, he is about to turn this entire righteous sect into a graveyard. You know you have reached peak main character energy when your enemies are literally staring at your flames and calling them weak just seconds before they get toasted.
These clowns from the Universal Righteous Sect actually think Fan is running out of juice, mocking his purple dragon variant like it is some budget ambush skill with 0 defense.
One of the elders thinks he is a tactical genius, analyzing Fan like he is reading a textbook.
He is convinced that if our boy tries to go head-on, the backlash from destroying their spiritual weapons will turn his insides into a smoothie. Little does he know, he is just narrating his own funeral.
This elder Qingtian is really out here doing math while Fan is playing 4D chess.
He is waiting for a shift so he can snipe Fan's soul, thinking the kid is too broken to even swing a sword anymore.
Imagine being this confident while standing in front of a literal demonic dragon. The elder decides to go for the kill, aiming to crush the dragon soul with his bare fist because apparently, arrogance is a hell of a drug. He is taunting Fan, claiming that even if the dragon disperses, the leftover power is enough to pack him up.
It is honestly cute how much they underestimate a guy who literally eats experts for breakfast.
Plot twist alert.
The group suddenly realizes their spiritual weapons are perfectly fine, which makes 0 sense to their tiny brains.
Fan just stands there with that iconic smirk, ready to explain why being a cautious coward is actually their biggest weakness.
Fan literally roasts their entire existence, telling them that even the most careful person becomes a total clown the moment they think they have won.
He reveals that the whole previous exchange was just an illusion, and honestly, the look of pure terror on their faces is worth more than any spirit stone.
The illusion shatters like their dignity, and suddenly there are 2 Fans on the field.
Before Elder Qingtian can even process that he has been played, Fan launches a fatal surprise attack that sends the elder straight to the afterlife. 1 down, a few hundred more to go. Absolute panic mode has officially entered the chat.
The Universal Righteous Sect members are scrambling like ants because they realize strategy is useless against a literal monster.
They are screaming for an all-out attack, ordering every single person to throw hands regardless of the cost. Zhuofan's vision is starting to go blurry and the world is turning dark, but his willpower is still at 100%. He is fighting through the kind of pain that would make a normal cultivator's soul leave their body, all because he needs to buy just a little more time for his girl Chu Qingqing to escape. We shift to the aftermath, and it looks like a literal horror movie scene.
The survivors are staring at Zhuofan in total disbelief because his body is completely trashed and his organs are basically pulp, yet he is still standing there like a final boss that refuses to depawn.
The body count is finally in, and it is absolutely legendary.
Zhuofan has single-handedly deleted 400 ethereal stage experts and 5 soul harmony elders.
These guys are now terrified of his zombie-like resilience, wondering if he is even human at this point.
The remaining 3 elders are paralyzed with fear, admitting that this kid is way too tough for someone only in the Radiant stage. They are too scared to touch his soul again, fearing that if he has one last trump card, it will be an instant game over for all of them. Enter Zhao Dezhu, who is officially having a mental breakdown. He is screaming at Zhuofan, demanding to know why he won't just die already.
He realizes that losing this many high-level elders means his career and his future are basically in the trash can, and he is losing his mind over it.
This simp is raging that Zhuofan ruined his life just to stall them for one day.
But then, a junior disciple drops the ultimate truth bomb with a shaky voice, correcting him that they haven't been fighting for one day.
It has actually been 3 whole days of nonstop slaughter. When Zhuofan hears it has been 3 days, he lets out a ghostly laugh that would give anyone nightmares. He is satisfied because with a 3-day head start, these losers will never be able to catch up to Chu Qingqing.
His mission is officially accomplished.
Then comes the most chilling reveal of the entire series.
Zhuofan's soul finally starts to dissipate, leaving behind nothing but an empty shell.
The enemy finally understands the terrifying truth. Zhuofan actually died a long time ago.
The elders are left standing there looking like absolute idiots, realizing they were being held back by a corpse for days.
Zhuofan's soul is gone, but the legend of the man who slaughtered hundreds while technically dead is going to haunt the Universal Righteous Sect forever.
Zhao Dezhu is left crying in the dirt, his future ruined and his ego crushed into dust. He wanted to be the hero, but he ended up being the punchline of a joke told by a dead man.
Zhuofan really won the war even after losing his life.
The scene is quiet now, just the wind blowing through the trees and the smell of blood everywhere.
This wasn't a battle, it was a statement.
Zhuofan proved that love and duty can literally override the laws of life and death.
The red dragon fades into the sky, marking the end of an era. Zhuofan is gone, but the path he cleared for Qingqing is wide open.
He gave everything, and in the end, he got exactly what he wanted, her safety.
These elders will have to go back and explain how a single kid wiped out their elite forces. Good luck with that, because no one is going to believe that a dead man kept them at bay for 72 hours. The weight of the loss starts to sink in for the sect. They didn't just lose men, they lost their reputation. Zhuofan's final act was a middle finger to the entire righteous world, and it was glorious. Standing over the ruined body, the enemies can't help but feel a twisted sense of respect. They were fighting a ghost, a legend, and a monster all wrapped into one. Zhao Dezhu's screams are the only thing left in the valley.
He's realized that he's the one who's truly dead inside, while Zhuofan's spirit will live on through the people he saved. The tally of the dead is a grim reminder of what happens when you corner a beast with nothing left to lose.
400 experts, 5 elders, and 1 broken future for a simp. 3 days. 3 days of hell for the sect, and 3 days of hope for Qingqing. Zhuofan's soul can finally rest, knowing he kept his promise to the very end. The red dragon's soul might have scattered, but the fire it lit in the hearts of his enemies will burn for a long time. They'll be checking over their shoulders for the rest of their lives. Even in death, Zhuofan's face holds traces of that arrogant smirk. He knew he won the moment they stopped to fight him.
He traded his life for her freedom, and he'd do it again in a heartbeat.
It is over. The demonic steward has left the building, but the world will never be the same. Rest in peace, you absolute legend. You finally bought enough time. Look at this absolute unit.
Zhuofan is literally standing there with 108 fatal wounds like it is just another Tuesday.
Yi-Lin is losing his mind because his rival has basically been a walking corpse for 3 days, yet his willpower is so cracked he refused to actually die.
Even for a demonic cultivator, this is some main character energy right here.
Yi-Lin realizes that controlling a shattered body and a broken soul just to drag out one last breath makes Shuofan an unheard of monster.
Honestly, the level of spite keeping him upright is legendary.
And of course, here come the local clowns from the Universal Righteous Sect.
They are so confused seeing the golden boy of the righteous path, Yi-Lin, hanging out with the demonic whelp.
These guys really think they are the main characters of justice while looking like total fodder.
The audacity of these NPCs is peak comedy.
They start questioning why the runner-up of the Double Dragon Gathering is protecting a vile demon.
They are literally shaking because they know if Shuofan wakes up, it is game over for their entire bloodline.
These righteous sect members decide to try some low-tier manipulation. They tell Yi-Lin that Shuofan is a calamity and needs to be purged for the sake of the world. They are basically begging Yi-Lin to let them kill a man who cannot even move. Talk about a red flag. Yi-Lin is not having any of it and shouts bullshit right in their faces.
He declares that as a sacred beast inheritor, he is way too elite to lower himself to their filthy, cowardly schemes.
A win is a win, and a loss is a loss. He is not about that snake life. He officially labels these guys as despicable dirtbags from the mortal domain. To Yi-Lin, talking to them is like talking to a brick wall. He decides it is time to stop talking and start roasting, and I mean that literally. Yi-Lin unleashes a devastating attack, basically telling these fools that the dead do not need to know the name of the beast that ended them. He creates a massive wall of fire that makes these righteous guys look like burnt toast in seconds. Savage. As the enemies are incinerated, Yi-Lin looks back at what is left of Shuofan.
He realizes that in this entire world, this demonic monster might be the only person truly like him.
It is a total game recognizes game moment between two inheritors. Meanwhile, miles away, Chu Qingchang and her crew finally stop to catch their breath.
It has been 3 days of nonstop running, and Qingchang is absolutely drained.
She is weak with grief, but she refuses to stop because she knows Shuofan sacrificed his life for them.
They arrive near the Double Dragon Manor only to see a massive inferno lighting up the horizon.
It is exactly where Shuofan stayed behind to play hero. Qingcheng sees the flames and her heart just drops through the floor.
The scale of the destruction is insane.
It looks like the end of the world back there. The girls realize that the place where Brothers was stopped is now just a sea of fire.
The mood goes from we escaped to total depression real quick. Qingcheng loses it and starts screaming Shuofan's name, trying to run straight into the raging fire.
She has gone full desperate mode, but senior sister Ruohua has to physically restrain her. Ruohua knows that going in there is just a fancy way to commit suicide.
It is heartbreaking to see.
Qingcheng is usually so dignified and elegant, but seeing her act this wild shows just how deep her feelings for our demonic boy go. Ruohua insists they have to reach the manor because there is zero hope for survival in that fire.
They have to leave him behind. The group heads toward the Double Dragon Manor, praying for a miracle but expecting the worst. Under that kind of devastating destruction, even a monster like Shuofan should be nothing but ash. Back at the Luo clan, things get spooky. Huang suddenly screams so loud she scares the entire neighborhood.
She has just had a vision, and it is not a pretty one. Everyone is rushing in, wondering if she has finally lost her mind. She is trembling and crying, announcing to everyone that Shuofan is dead. She saw him falling in a pool of blood, consumed by golden flames.
Since she is the Holy Maiden, her spoilers are usually 100% accurate, which sends the clan into a panic.
Clan head Luo Yunhai takes this seriously because he knows her premonitions are no joke.
He immediately orders a spy to be sent to the demon scheming sect to sniff out the truth.
The tension is so thick you could cut it with a spirit sword. Transition to the demon scheming sect, and look who it is. Xia Wuyue, the ultimate snake, is visiting the High Venerable. He is acting all respectful and fake, claiming he just wanted to pay his regards after stepping down. We see you, you little simp. The High Venerable is not an idiot. He knows Wuyue does not do anything without a selfish reason. Wuyue drops the act faster than a hot potato and asks for his sect leader job back. He claims the sect will become a mess with Shuofan gone for decades.
Wuyue is basically begging for another chance, but the High Venerable shuts him down instantly.
He says he will handle everything himself while Zhuo Fan is away.
Wu Yue's face when he realizes he is being replaced by his own master is absolute gold.
Wu Yue literally promises that he will manipulate everyone so that when Zhuo Fan returns, no one will follow him.
The High Venerable tries to explain that true leadership comes from wisdom and Tao, not petty mind games, but Wu Yue is too far gone.
Wu Yue accepts his master's choice with a cold, resentful look that screams villain arc.
He is done asking for permission and is clearly about to take a much darker path.
The snake has finally shown its fangs, and the sect is about to get messy. Imagine trying to murder your own master just because you're salty about losing your favorite chair. Our resident clown, Xiao Wu Yue, has finally snapped and is launching a full-power sneak attack on the High Venerable.
The old man is genuinely shook that his own disciple would pull a weapon on him, but Wu Yue is too busy crying about how he was abandoned first when they kicked him off the sect leader throne.
Wu Yue is literally spitting blood and screaming like a toddler, claiming that the High Venerable's betrayal justified this entire circus. Talk about a massive red flag. Right as things get spicy, the Impermanence 5 pop out like a budget security team, but Wu Yue just roasts them for being late to the party and failing at their one job.
The High Venerable thinks Wu Yue is just barking, but Wu Yue laughs like a total psycho, claiming they don't owe each other anything anymore.
It is officially war. Wu Yue activates a secret ring and signals for backup, and suddenly Ren Xiaoyan, the leader of the Heaven Trailing Sect, appears right in the middle of their sanctuary. Talk about an uninvited guest.
The old man realizes his disciple has gone full traitor and invited a rival sect leader to a private ambush, and Ren is out here acting like it is a casual Sunday visit. Rin tries to play the good guy card, claiming he is only here to help his buddy Wu Yue settle some chaos, but the High Venerable sees through this fake righteous garbage instantly.
RX is literally the definition of a snake, claiming he is just doing a despicable thing for a great leader, while the High Venerable mocks him for even pretending to be righteous. The High Venerable calls out the hypocrisy, noting how the Heaven Trailing Sect is just meddling to expand their own power.
Rin just smiles and asks him not to say it out loud to protect their reputation.
Wu Yue tries to justify his betrayal by saying Zhuo Fan brought outsiders too, but the master claps back by asking exactly how much of the sect's soul he sold for this foreign military support.
Rin spills the beans and reveals that Wu Yue promised them 5,000 sacred stones, half the rewards from the Double Dragon Gathering, just to get his crown back.
This man is selling the whole farm. The High Venerable is horrified that Wu Yue is literally inviting enemies to slaughter their own people just to be the king of a graveyard, calling him a bigger fool than the Tianyu Emperor. The old man snaps and declares Wu Yue a total disgrace to the ancestors, but when Rin tries to land a finishing blow, he gets blocked by a defense that shouldn't exist. Rin is absolutely stunned that his strike did nothing.
The High Venerable is standing there like an absolute unit, and the righteous invaders are starting to sweat.
Plot twist of the century. The High Venerable reached the Soul Harmony stage thanks to a 10th grade pill from Zhuo Fan, turning his constitution into an impenetrable tank with an Earth Dragon soul.
He mocks Ren for underestimating him and tells Wu Yue that while Zhuo Fan brought back Tao and glory, Wu Yue only brought betrayal and heaven's wrath.
The roast is real. The battle turns into a full-on mosh pit as the High Venerable orders the Impermanence 5 to bag the degenerate disciple while he handles the rival sect leader.
Wu Yue realizes he is in deep trouble and tries to run, but the elders are closing in.
Meanwhile, the entire sanctuary is turning into a war zone.
Outside, it is a total bloodbath because the defensive arrays are down.
Sect leader Xian is having the time of his life murdering disciples to avenge his dead son, laughing like a maniac. Venerable Shi is watching the carnage calmly until a mysterious old man with major final boss energy shows up. Even Shi has to bow down and apologize for not welcoming him.
This newcomer is Xiao Yunshan, and he is only here to watch the High Venerable take his final breath.
He mocks the demon scheming sect for having no real men left.
Xiao asks where the main fight is, heading straight for the secret chamber with a terrifying laugh. You know things are bad when the High Venerable of another sect shows up to finish the job.
Shi's subordinate thinks the old man is just cocky, but Shi tells him to shut up because this man is a supreme existence that even their master can't touch.
We finally get the name. 1 sword, 5 dragons, the heaven trailing, sword Xiao Yunshan. If the High Venerable was a boss, This guy is the hidden legendary dragon that eats bosses for breakfast. Imagine being the leader of a top sect and getting your pride handed to you by a literal grandpa. Ren Xiaoyun is currently living that nightmare, realizing that Yuan Xingong isn't just some old man, but a soul harmony monster.
He thought he was the hunter, but he is looking real snack-sized right now.
Ren is bleeding out and reconsidering every life choice that led to this moment.
He realizes if he doesn't pack his bags and vanish in the next 5 seconds, his head is going to be a permanent decoration on this mountain.
Curiosity didn't just kill the cat. It's about to delete this man's entire existence. Just as Ren is about to hit the panic button, a legendary figure drops in to save his pathetic hide. Enter Xiao Yunshan, the absolute unit and high venerable of the heaven-trailing sect. This is the man who single-handedly dragged his sect into the big leagues, and he is looking like the final boss we didn't ask for. Xiao Yunshan doesn't even look at Ren. He's only got eyes for his old rival. He is genuinely shocked that Yuan managed to break through to the soul harmony stage despite having the aptitude of a potato. It's a miracle of pure, unadulterated spite and perseverance that only a true master could pull off.
The atmosphere is thicker than the plot armor of a harem protagonist.
Yuan isn't even trying to hide his power anymore, while Xiao admits he only came here to watch his old friend die. But since Yuan is currently mopping the floor with the local sect leaders, Xiao has to stop being a spectator and get his hands dirty.
Words are for losers at this point.
These two legends have fought 101 times over the last millennium, and they both know how this ends.
Yuan accepts his fate with a smile, agreeing that this 100-second battle will be the final chapter of their toxic, 1,000-year bromance.
The clash begins, and it's absolutely cinematic. Yuan knows he can't actually beat the legend in front of him, so he decides to go out with a bang. If he's going to hell, he's taking the biggest red flag in the room with him, his wicked, traitorous disciple Xia Wuyue. Talk about a spicy retirement plan. Yuan lunges with everything he's got, ignoring the pain and the odds.
He is a man on a mission to delete the trash from his sect before his heart stops beating.
The sheer speed and killing intent have everyone shaking in their boots, proving that you should never underestimate a grandpa with a grudge. Xia Wuyue, being the absolute coward he is, starts screaming for help like a toddler who lost his pacifier.
He begs Ren Xiaoyun to save him from the lethal strike, realizing that his betrayal has finally caught up to him.
This is the face of a man who realized that being a snake has some very sharp consequences.
Ren Xiaoyun jumps in at the last second to block the hit, protecting the traitor and ruining Yuan's final wish. Yuan is left bleeding and broken, devastated that he couldn't cleanse the sect of this human garbage before his time was up. It's a tragic moment for the old man, seeing his legacy in the hands of a psycho. Now that the danger is gone, Xia Wuyue gets his confidence back and starts gloating like a C-list villain. He declares that the demon-scheming sect is his and his alone, and anyone who doesn't like it can catch these hands.
He's really out here acting like he did something when he just spent the last minute crying for his life.
Yuan doesn't even give the trash disciple the satisfaction of an answer.
Instead, he looks at Xiao Yunshan and boasts about his true legacy.
He reveals he has another disciple, a real genius who is destined to surpass every single person in this room.
He's talking about our boy Zhuo Fan, and you can practically feel the hype building. Xia Wuyue loses his mind, screaming that he's the one who made the sect great and that Zhuo Fan was just a pawn he used for clout. He's so desperate to be the main character that he's literally foaming at the mouth, trying to convince himself that he's not just a footnote in Zhuo Fan's legend. To really twist the knife, Xia reveals that the Universal Righteous Sect has joined the party with a massive army. He claims Zhuo Fan is probably already a corpse and that Yuan's final hope is nothing but a dream. It's a low blow, even for a traitor trying to take away an old man's peace in his final moments. Xiao Yunshan looks at his dying rival with a mix of pity and respect.
At first, he thinks Yuan is leaving this world with nothing but regrets, but as he looks closer, he realizes the truth.
Yuan didn't lose. He just finished his part of the story, leaving the rest to a monster even Xiao might be afraid of.
In a shocking twist, the legendary Xiao Yunshan actually concedes defeat in this final contest. He admits that Yuan Xingong wasn't a waste of space, but a true genius of the Western lands who deserved to enter the Double Dragon Manor. It's the ultimate validation for a man who spent his whole life fighting uphill.